Okay. What's up, everybody? I might look at two different cameras because I don't know how to do it all from one camera. So, my name is Johan, and I am the host of the Think Like a Dad podcast. I am going to be live streaming daily to talk about the alcohol free journey. So, that said, I am not an expert. I can only share my experience, and I have not had alcohol in my body since July 31st, 2007. I am a dad. I live in the Dominican Republic. I was born in Miami, Florida, and lived most about 50% of my life there, 50% of my life here. So now I'm back here again, and I want to help dads, men, start an alcohol free journey. So today I wanted to talk about day one. Like I said, I am only going to share my experience. And day one for me probably might look a little different than day one for you. But what I also want to share is what I wish I would have known then and what I've learned now. So, day one. I think the best way to start is what not to do on day one to start your alcohol free journey. What I would not do starting an alcohol free journey as a dad is to that same day that you start to go to a restaurant or bar that you regularly frequent and possibly have drinks. The next thing I wouldn't do is have alcohol readily available in your refrigerator or in your home. You might be asking, Johan, are you asking me to get rid of all my alcohol at my home? If you've made the decision, again, I'm only talking to dads who have decided, hey, I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the feelings I get, and I want to stop. So this is what I did, and it's worked so far. Go to the refrigerator, get rid of the booze. So when I first decided to stop and actually stayed stop was, like I said, several years ago. But what I did that worked was that I had phone numbers, dads, other dudes that actually had already started before me. So if you don't have someone that you know that actually stopped drinking, please message me. I respond right away to the comments and just say, hey, I want to start an alcohol-free journey, and I can be that person. I can be that dad that you can reach out to. The reason why I said that is because once I made that decision, I didn't know what questions would come up. I had some. How did you? There was a couple of guys that had X amount of years. There was guys that had 30 days. There was guys that had 90 days, 6 months. Those were the guys that I really kind of wanted to talk to because to have years was something that was kind of out of range for me. So one of the things I would not do on day one is start imagining the moments that in the future that I won't be able to drink at. That was one of the things in my head that kind of freaked me out. I wasn't married then, so I was thinking, what am I going to do when I get married and I want to drink? What am I going to do if someone in my family dies? What am I going to do if I get fired from work? Am I not going to drink in those days? So on day one, stay on day one day at a time. It also helps to know that other people have done this before. If you don't know of any other people that have done this before, reach out again to me. And I'm telling you, it is the best decision that I have done to allow me to have the life that I could never imagine. If I would have kept drinking then, how I was drinking then, I know that I was going to die sooner than what I had planned for, or sooner than expected, because the way I was drinking, I was killing myself. That said, going back to day one of the things that also helped me was to plan my day. So, as simple as having a calendar sounds, knowing that I knew at what time I was going to go to bed that day was really important, because I did not want to get in a situation where I was going to be tempted to drink. So if you think, again, that you're going to be somewhere on day one that is going to be tempting, as uncomfortable as it may be, get it out of your calendar, and then just know what time you're going to go to bed at. Because if you keep the end in mind, and I knew that that day I was going to have the end in mind, it was a simple day, and it was even a little boring. But when I woke up the next day and I wasn't hungover, that felt like a win. So keeping the end of the day in mind is also a huge thing. And the last thing that I would share is that you don't need to rely on your strength to get through day one. I am somebody who believes in God. Some people don't, and they're also on this journey. I'm just telling you what worked for me and what helped me. And I'm a Christian, and you don't have to be a Christian to stop drinking. But what I would say is, Johan, if you're saying, Johan, I have no willpower to stop drinking, then just know that you don't need your willpower to stop drinking today. You can rely on God's strength to get you through the day. If you don't believe in God, then that's okay too, because all you need to know is that there is a power out there that's greater than you, that wants you to stop drinking. So, going back to what you need on day one to stop drinking, or what's the best practice that I would recommend to start an alcohol free journey. One, it's decide. I would write it down if you can, share it with someone else, have someone else that's also alcohol free. And then two, at the end of the day, plan your day, plan the end of your day, and make sure that there's no moment that you're going to be close to a drink. That's my tips on how to start day one. Check back in tomorrow, as I'm going to go through many of the tough questions that I've gotten asked on this alcohol-free journey, and how to stay alcohol-free one day at a time, or 1 month at a time, or 1 year at a time. And I'll check you back tomorrow.